There's no other pressure washer on the market, an electric that goes into a 20 amp that I know can do those numbers. Those are insane numbers. This massive machine next to me here is a brand new electric pressure washer option from the AR brand. The AR 630 TSS from AR is an absolute staple in the detailing industry. I have one in one of my trucks. It's an absolute workhorse. I never change the oil, which is terrible to say, but it seems bulletproof. It's had no issues, and again, I don't take care of it the way I absolutely should. So really impressed with their quality of components. This one, however, is coming in at slightly different numbers than the AR. The AR, I have some notes here. The AR 630 TSS, which is the one that I have, they're listing it at, with the ratings of 1900 PSI, not what I got personally, and I do manipulate that with the nozzle, but 1900 PSI, 2.1 gallons per minute at a 20 amp. This one, on the other hand, is very, very interesting because they're rating this one at 1,350 PSI, which is perfect for my range for detailing cars, right? I usually up around 1,100 PSI. But this one, instead of 2.1 gallons per minute, they're listing this thing as 3 gallons per minute and 18 amps. So we're gonna go ahead and play with this thing. We're gonna test out some of the different nozzles, see what we can manipulate it to, how much flow we can actually get at what PSI. So let's go ahead and jump into it. This is known as the RCA3-Pro. It's a whole kit, actually comes with an MTM foam cannon, comes with a built-in hose reel that mounts right onto the cage. You can actually wall mount this. They give you this extra bracket so you can wall mount this thing super, super easily done. Also, comes with a 50-foot Uberflex hose. So all of you that have been concerned about the Uberflex on a more professional grade level, I mean, this is as professional as it gets, and it's coming with an Uberflex. Now, this one is slightly different. It's a slightly thicker diameter, but still same construction. Also does have a stainless steel quick connect right on the end, and then plugs right into your water outlet on the pump itself. Alrighty, guys, so here it is. Like I said, it comes with a 50-foot Uberflex hose on a reel, which is really nice, and stainless steel quick connects right on there for the gun. Now, like I said, this is a different size slightly. So the normal one that I always talk about, you know, if you're using a basic Ryobi or Craftsman or whatever else and you want to upgrade your hose, it's a 1/4 inch that I typically use. This one is a 5/16. So it's just a little bit bigger, but still. Now the gun is great quality as well. Has a nice stainless steel quick connect on the front, stainless steel swivel on the back. Does have brass internals like normal, but it's a very, very good quality gun here. It also comes with an extension lance. Nice, so you have a nice grip on it. Comes in and it does have the nozzle storage on the lance as well. And then it even has the cone protector on the lance. So you put your little tips in there, you're good to go. Again, stainless steel, and you're all set. Now the unit itself, like I said, guys, this is rated at 1,350 PSI, 3 gallons per minute, pre-filled with oil. You do want to remove this cap though, the red one, and replace it with, the dipstick version that they give you that comes in the package. So really, really easy to do. Just pull that one out, plop this one in, you're good to go. Same thing for assembly, guys. This thing was pretty much, as I was pulling it out of the box, they package it very, very well, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. And it actually comes pretty much assembled. The only thing you have to do is take these 4 bolts and attach the hose reel to the casing here. Now you do have this little piece here. This is just a holder for your power cord. The power cord is huge. I didn't measure the exact length of it, but it's very, very long and quite thick. It's very, very thick. So I don't know what gauge this would be, a 10 maybe, 8, it's really thick. But that's going to allow you to transfer all that power into the unit because obviously at 18 amps, it may need a little more to get started, and this is going to give it you the option so you don't have any worries with it. You don't have to run an extension cord to it. I think that's probably why they did this. They don't want somebody hooking up like a 16 gauge power cord or extension cord that's not going to transfer the power through as needed, so they just give you a nice long cord for it. Now, along with that wall mount option like I talked about where you can hook this thing up on a wall, it does come with wheels installed, and the 2 front wheels do have locking mechanisms on them, so you're good to go there. You have your basic on-off power switch right here. That's okay to me. I guess if that's mounted on the wall, you would just reach your hand back and be able to turn it on and off. That's fine. I guess it could have been a little more visible, but that's really nitpicking. As far as everything else goes, what is this? There's packaging. As far as everything else goes, as far as the assembly, I did nothing other than bolt this onto it. I didn't have to hook this up. and then all I did was take the hose and simply quick connect it in. So it's all pre-done for you. You just simply, plug it into the quick connect and you're good to go. So that's your water outlet, runs into the hose. This is your water inlet. It has this nice thick, it's all brass, and then it has this nice thick plastic piece, so it's easy to grip onto to tighten it all down. So really nice. Again, it's a heavy unit. So if you are wall mounting this, you're gonna wanna make sure you're going into studs because it's heavy. But that just kind of goes with the quality of the thing. So let's go ahead and take it out front now, hook it up to water, and start testing it. One last thing to note, guys, before we do that is the included tips that they give you. They give you a 0, 15, 25, and a 40. Let's see, if they state 00055, I don't know. So, doesn't, oh, there you go, 25, 5. So they're 5.5 orifice nozzles. Now, with the AR630, when I tested that with a 5.0 nozzle, with that I was getting 950, 980 PSI and operating under 15 amps and getting 2.2, what did I get? I think I made a note here, 2.2 gallons per minute. So is this thing just kind of tuned a little bit differently to maximize for that and coming with different tips? Again, I don't know, so we're gonna go test it out. But again, 5.5, that's a big nozzle, so we should be good to go. We're gonna get a lot of flow. 3 gallons per minute, I don't know, let's see, here we go. Now really quickly guys, I wanna announce the KCx Sweepstakes. We're going to be doing a special giveaway where one of you can earn flight and hotel all the way to Georgia to the Atlanta Motorsports Park for a 2-day training at KCx's training facility. Now for the sweepstakes entry, we have their C002 ceramic all-round ceramic coating. This coating usually retails for about $200 and we are offering 50% off on my personal website. So go there, use code KCX to get 50% off of this coating. It comes to $99 and that will earn you an entry into the sweepstakes so you can have the opportunity to go to Georgia, hang out with all the guys from KCX, myself included. I will be out there as well to enjoy a full KCX certification, full deep dive into the KCX lineup as well as proper detailing techniques and procedures, a tour of the Kokemi headquarters as well as a little bit of kart racing just for fun. So get your entries in from now until the end of July. We'll be announcing a winner on August 5th. Good luck to all of you. Now let's get back to the video. All right guys, so I have the pressure washer sitting right here. I have it all hooked up to water. I was about to go plug it in and that's where the problem came. And if you look at the plug, it is a slightly different plug than what we're normally used to. So you have the one vertical like normal, you have the ground, and then this one is horizontal. So my house doesn't have that connection. My Furman generator does, however, so we'll try that. Otherwise, I'll have to go get an adapter. But with generator usage on professional grade electric pressure washers, they usually call for an extremely, like a 3x power requirement from the generator. So out of this generator, I think I'm at 3,650 watts, I believe. The Active 2.3 will not start with this thing. The Big Boy Washer Pro will not start with this thing. For some reason, the AR 630 TSS does, and that one is a 20 amp, and so that one doesn't make sense of why that one does, but it does. So hopefully this one will. We'll try that out and test it that way. If it doesn't, I'll have to find some sort of an adapter. All right, guys, so here's my Furman generator. I just have some dirty towels back there from working, but as you can see, the connection here, you have the horizontal option there. So we will be able to plug that in. We'll fire this thing on. I also have this little guy. I just picked this up at Costco to do a little review on, test that thing out. We'll see how that works, but let's see. All right, guys, so we've got this thing turned on. As you can see, there's power going to it now. Hopefully you can hear me okay. We're gonna go ahead and plug this in. Okay. Come over to the unit. All right, on-off switch is right here. There's already water running through it. Nothing. Bummer. Okay, I gotta figure something out. Again, I don't know. This thing says it's 18 amps versus the 630 TSS says it's 20 amps, but the 630 starts with that generator. So it's just a requirement. I don't know what the difference is, but yeah, it's not gonna run on that generator. I gotta go get some sort of an adapter. All right, guys, so we've got some good news and some bad news. I found a plug that fits that cord on the side of my house. So the unit is running, we're good to go. The only downside of that is I can't use my little amp meter because that's the wrong type of receptacle. So we're gonna have to go and we're not gonna be able to test that, but we can go over everything else. We can test the PSI and the GPM with the current nozzle that it comes with. So we're gonna go ahead and fire this thing on it is very quiet, and it does have a total stop system. So there you go. Feels nice and powerful. Let's go ahead and check the PSI. All right, guys, so actually fast forward a couple of days till right now. I did some tests with this thing, and I realized that I took off the lid, which I had already teared out the weight for, so that was actually wrong. Also, I wanted to make sure that I got other tips, because the only one that it came with was this guy here, which is a 5.5. Now, it came with other angles, but they were all 5.5 size nozzles. Again, if you increase that or decrease that, it'll affect the PSI and GPM. So I wanted to know where we're at with that. So I got a 5.5, and then I also went to a store today, picked up a 6.0 and a 6.5, so we can test those. I'm gonna test them all right now because I messed up previously. We're gonna do it all exact same way. Here we go. Starting off with the 5.5 that the unit comes with. We're gonna check the PSI here. Great numbers. Now, not as high. I think this thing was listed at 1350. We're not getting that. We probably could if we reduce the size of the nozzle, but then obviously that's going to that'll up the PSI and reduce our GPM. But with this thing, we're getting 1050. So let me go ahead and show you guys that. Hopefully that's in focus for you. I can't really tell. Now let's go ahead and test the GPM of the 5.5. So I'm gonna take the weight of the whole bucket itself, right, with the lid and everything on it. Let me angle this down for you guys so you can see a little bit better. I have my scale there. What I'm gonna do is put it on the scale. It'll get a reading, and then we're gonna tear that out so that it goes to 0, meaning the weight of the bucket is not a factor anymore. We're only weighing the water itself. So there we go, tear it out. We're at 0. Let me take that off the bucket now. Here we go. Put it on here, and we're gonna do this for 1 minute so that we know the gallons per minute rating. And here we go. Alrighty guys, all the water is in the bucket. I'm gonna leave the lid on there because that's what the teared out weight was with that on it. So we're gonna weigh this. We are coming in at 360 ounces on the dot. On the dot. So let me go see what that is in gallons per minute. All right, guys, so I went ahead and ran the numbers for you. This is a little chopped up because I messed up again. Anyways, basically on the 5.5 nozzle that the unit comes with, we're getting 1,050 PSI, and we were getting 360 ounces, fluid ounces, 2.81 gallons per minute. Now, when we switch over to the 6.0 nozzle, to see if we can get up closer to that 3 gallons per minute. That dropped us all the way down to 900 PSI, so we lost 150 PSI, but we did increase GPM, just not very much. It went up to 2.86 GPM. So just for fun, let's go ahead and throw on the 6.5 nozzle and see where that lands us. All right, so here is a 6.5 nozzle. Again, I'm assuming this is gonna drop the PSI too much. We're at like 780, 790 or so, just shy of 800. Now you can still see it kicks back. So the way that feels with the amount of water flow coming out of that, it feels completely different than any other machine getting 800 PSI. It still feels completely usable. So let's go ahead and check the GPM. Just again, for fun to see what we can achieve. There's a minute. So the water's in the bucket, everything's still the same. This is still teared out, it's showing a negative number right now. Go ahead and throw it on here. Yeah, once again, we went up, but not very much. We're at 370 ounces, so another 4-ounce increase. Not a lot. It's interesting to me. We lose that much PSI but don't gain that much GPM. I guess this thing's tuned for what it needs to be. Now there is the unloader valve that's on top there, and I could loosen and tighten that slightly. Now right now I have the unloader tightened all the way down. You don't want to use that too much to adjust a significant amount of PSI and GPM. You want to use it to fine tune, and I could drop it slightly. It'll probably, you know, but I think this is where I like it, and this gives us the most fair comparison between all the numbers. All right, guys, so with the 6.5 nozzle, we're getting essentially just a hair under 800 PSI, so I'm just gonna call it 800 PSI. And then for the GPM, we're getting 2.89, so essentially 2.9 gallons per minute. But even the other ones, 2.81, that's 2.8, but 2.86, you would round up to 2.9, so it's all very, very close. For me personally, you know, like I said, even with the 6.5, it feels plenty powerful. I would keep that as an option. But what it comes with, the 5.5, 1050 PSI, 2.81 gallons per minute. There's no other pressure washer on the market, electric, that goes into a 20 amp that I know can do those numbers. Those are insane numbers. So the pressure washer is amazing. I love it. It's fantastic. Comes with a fantastic hose. Again, the Uberflex, but in a thicker diameter, 50 feet long, hose reel built in. Everything's awesome. The plug's a little bit annoying. I think they potentially could have gone with a regular plug and you would have been fine. But I think it's when you get into the case of like making modifications going to a smaller size nozzle, they can potentially run into issues of it peaking. And then especially like a foam cannon, with these kind of numbers, you're gonna at least use a 1.25 nozzle. You could probably even go a little bit bigger than that on the orifice inside the foam cannon. So this thing's fantastic. Yeah, it's expensive. It's over, I don't remember the exact price. I don't wanna overspeak, but it's around $1,500 to $1,700. It's expensive. But when you compare that to other units that are in that price range, obviously the Krenzlas are up there in price, still not as high as that, I don't think. But the performance doesn't lie. That thing outperforms any of the others that I've ever seen. It's insane. 2.81 gallons per minute with the factory nozzle it comes with, getting 1050 PSI. Phenomenal numbers for cleaning cars. Really, really cool unit. I really like it. I want to say thank you so much to my buddy Jared over at Carglow in San Diego. He actually stocks these things in. He's got a 630 TSS, exact same kind of setup. It comes in a cage where you can wall mount it, and comes with the Uberflex hose and everything with a hose reel all set to go. He's got those in stock. This one is a unit from him. He let me borrow it to test it, so this is available at his shop as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely blown away. So again, thank you, Jared. Guys, if you're in the San Diego area, obviously go to Jared. He's the man. Fantastic products over at Carglow. They carry every brand, and then also their house brand Carglow products, which I talk about and actually sell a few on my site as well. Clean and Dress for interior cleaning. I've done a test with this one. It outperformed a ton of others. I love this stuff. And then Aquashine is my go-to preferred tire dressing. Now, I am doing that whole video series comparing a bunch of the tire dressings. So we'll see who really is the winner on that one, but that one's a product that I've been using for a long time and I really like it. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope that video helps. This thing was never even on my radar. So when Jared told me about it, I was excited to get my hands on it and test it out, and the numbers do not disappoint. Are they what they rate them at, of 1350 and 3 gallons per minute? No, not from what I am getting usable at the nozzle, right? But again, over time, the pumps and stuff can break in a little bit more, and you do get a little increase. So will it get there? Probably not, but you will still get a little bit more out of it. Fantastic unit. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we will see you on the next one.